Welcome, beautiful beings, kings and queens. Thank you for joining the Blue Light Connections Frisky Fridays, where we talk all things pleasure. I'm your host, Marisa. So thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it. And I'm super excited to be here with you all. I'm excited for all the conversations we're going to have today. I'm excited, so excited. Well, I suppose this is a good time to take a moment to relax. I'd like you all to do the same. Just put all your worries aside. Put all your troubles and all your stresses to the side, just for a few minutes, as we embark on this journey of self-love. Okay, so today our topic is self-pleasure and masturbation. Okay, this is a bit of a touchy one for most, maybe not for some. And I just want to remind you, as we hear and we begin this conversation, that this is a safe space. This is a space where we're not going to have any kind of judgment. We're not going to have any kind of shame or stigma attached to our conversations. This is a truly safe space with no repercussions whatsoever. Okay? So, back in the day, historically, masturbation was considered, one of those things that women received mixed messages about, right? Mixed messages, most of them were quite negative, and they tended to have societal conditions attached to them, which were making the narrative of masturbation and self-pleasure of an abnormality, something that was abnormal, something that is sinful even, something that is harmful to us. But the reality of that is that it had led to most of us women suppressing those urges. And once we've suppressed those urges, a lot of the time you find that it creates a space of fear. We have insecurities, we have shame, we have all of those negative things attached to us, right? And in some places, even masturbating was considered cheating on your partner if you have a partner. And, well, that was the history of things because of the way things were, I suppose. But we want to change that. I mean, this is a very, very natural thing. It's a very natural way of exploring yourself, of figuring out your sexuality. Men do it and women do it. And this started like as a kid, you would touch yourself. I mean, you only attached it way later on when you became an adolescent, to it being sexual, right? Nowadays, stats show that a lot of us are doing more of this. We're actually engaging in this a whole lot more. So about 91% of women do self-pleasure, they do masturbate. About 10% don't, 9%, 10% don't. Generally because they have no idea how to do it. And now there's books out there. We can empower ourselves. We can take charge. And we can make ourselves feel good. We can get orgasmic. Okay. These days we have no excuses. Absolutely none whatsoever. We're in charge. We're not only in charge of our finances. We're not only independent women looking after ourselves, our own homes, our kids. We're not just independent on those factors of life, right? We're independent also in the bedroom, And not only is this a safe way for us to explore our sexuality and our desires, it's also a safe way of us taking charge, so we're in the bedroom, we're a lot more confident, I mean, think of it like this here. Say you're in the bedroom with your partner and you have premature ejaculation, or that your partner has that, right? That would normally mean it's the end. No more fun for you, ladies. But you're wrong. That is so wrong. Now we can take charge and you can actually even engage in this with your partner. Once they maybe have come and they have figured out, okay, this is what's happened right now, you can start playing with yourself. You can start touching yourself. And imagine your partner watching you. Imagine your husband or your boyfriend watching you. That must be a big turn on as well. And that shows you're confident. It shows you know who you are. You know what you like. And you're going to take it. And you're going to go for it. So that is what I am so all for. Now, as usual, I'm going to tell a story about myself, right? Way back when, my relationship with masturbation as a kid, it was exploratory. I mean, I just explored. I didn't feel anything. It was not like sexual. It wasn't anything like that. It was just knowing and understanding, okay, these things feel nice. And then later on, I had no relationship with myself like that. I mean, no relationship for a long, long time. And then my husband decided to get me this book. It's called Tickle Your Fancy, A Woman's Guide to Sexual Pleasure. A book by an award-winning Dr. Sadie Allison, all right? He got me this book. And when he got it, he gave it to me. I looked at it, and I thought, like, really? I had mixed emotions. I was confused. I was angry. And I was like, why the heck are you getting me this? I'm quite good, I don't really need to do, really? What's up with that? I actually got a little bit mad at one point. Like, seriously, why would you buy me this book? But I'm so happy he did, because from there, it took a bit of time, but it had me now questioning why. Like, why? Why wouldn't I look at this book? Why did I take such great offense to this book? It had me asking those questions. So now I went back into my mind and I started thinking about it. And then I remembered a story. I remember growing up, there was this one girl, and we were out in the, playing in the field. The boys were playing soccer or whatever. And then we decided, we're going to be the cheerleaders. So we climbed, the soccer poles. We actually climbed the soccer poles and we were pulling ourselves up. Those poles are not easy, right? It's that you got to have some serious core strength going on there. So we pulled ourselves up, got to the top. But on the way top there, I was like, do you know what? I don't know what happened, but on my way up here, this was feeling nice. So I'm telling this girl. And she's like, yeah, that's quite nice. I do that sometimes, and this, that, and the other. And then anyway, days went by, and I started to feel myself feeling all these nice things. So I started touching myself. Lo and behold, this person called me used to suffer from thrush. And I was only young. I used to suffer from thrush and never understood it. And then do you know what I did? So I'm touching myself, and then that day I was so itchy, and I was so sore, and all of that kind of stuff down there. And I said a prayer. I said, God, please take this thrush away. If you take this thrush away, I'll never touch myself again. And when I remember this story, it was like, are you crazy? Are you crazy, woman? Anyway, I held on to that. Do you know, I never touched myself for so many years, like so many years. I did not touch myself. And then I started thinking, like, up front, like, fast forward to a few years now, I'm touching myself. I have my guide. I'm looking at this book. I'm looking at all the things that it's telling me, and I'm touching myself, and I'm enjoying myself. I'm feeling all the pleasure centers, I'm feeling all those erogenous zones being aroused, and I'm enjoying. Then I'm enjoying myself, and I remember this prayer, and then it just had me thinking, for how many years I had not pleasured myself. I had missed out on all of this awesomeness. I wasn't even confident because I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know what I liked at all. I had no idea what felt nice. I had no idea, so I had to now relearn myself, re-engage with this part of myself, and I had to now start, like, loving myself again and forgiving myself. And I realized that that whole notion that I had, that I was being punished, was nothing to do with that. It was me punishing myself. But think about it. Think about how we form these ideas. We form these ideas about ourselves. Then we attach them to things that we do. And then we freaking punish ourselves. Like, really punish ourselves. God isn't punishing us. It's us punishing ourselves. And as we go in along, oh, thank you, Billy. Hi, nice to see you. Hi, Kati. Hi, Natty. Oh, hello, Afton. Hello, everybody. Yes. Anyway, moving back on to what we say. Right. So, we form these ideas. We limit ourselves. We put ourselves under so much pressure. And then we take away all the joy. We don't see the beauty in ourselves, first of all. Then we don't see the beauty around us, right? Now, I just wanted to share that with you, and maybe some of you are going through the same thing, and maybe you're still stuck there, but there's a way out. There's a way out. We need to remove the shackles that we've created for ourselves. So, anyway, I'm not going to stay on too long. I'm not going to share too much because I have something so exciting. I have a very, 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 very special surprise for you. Okay, we have a guest joining us today. And she is super amazing. She's a super amazing woman. Not only is she a mum, she's an adventurer. She travels the world. She sees all these beautiful sights and takes it all in. And she's also a blogger. She is a wonderful, gifted, talented blogger. And she is the blogger of Roanne's World of Color. Please welcome this amazing, amazing, amazing woman called Roanne Wessells, who is going to join us. Just bear with me as I add her in. I'm new to this, people, so just give me a moment. Okay. And here I go. As it should happen, right? Technology just decides to fail a person, and I have no idea how to get it all back up. If you just bear with me a sec, guys. Okay. I had a request on Facebook for someone to join. If you still want to join, please can you hit me back up? I'm not sure how to get you up, but just bear with me a second. Roanne, I'm sure you can hear me. And if you can hear me, please try and add me or request me. Request to join on Insta. Please request to join on Insta. Okay, now we have got her. I'll give this reintroduction. Roanne Wessells. Not only your mom, she is a travel aficionado, she is an adventurer, and she is the blogger of Roanne's.
Hey!
Roanne's World of Color. Hey, Roanne, how are you? Welcome.
Oh, wow, what an introduction. Thank you.
You are so welcome, my darling.
I am not as awesome as you've described me, but anyway, I'll still take all the compliments.
Oh my goodness, how very dare you, young lady. You are as awesome as I say. You are amazing, even more. And I am blessed to be in the presence of yourself.
Thank you.
So often as I am.
Thank you. On Freaky Friday.
Yes, thank you for joining me.
Yes, I had to make time.
And I'm grateful.
Yeah, because obviously, like you said, it's quite an important conversation.
Definitely.
Lots of stuff that we need to unpack in terms of, first of all, being African female, because there's a lot of stigma, like you said earlier, in terms of, learning our bodies. That just doesn't happen. We never have that knowledge until we're much older.
I know, and a lot of it is by trial and error, by accident almost. So do tell me about your story. Tell me about your adventure in the world of self-pleasure.
Well, it's not, well, like you put it, it's an adventure. Obviously now, at my age, I know myself a lot better, but it was a slow realization. It wasn't after I had Carrie-Anne. So going through my younger years, I had no idea, first of all, what goes on, in terms of once you start getting sexually active, no tips, no information of what to do. So you just go along, thinking what you're supposed to do. It's more for the guys than yourself. So it's just about going along with it and things like that. So I had carry on, and still nothing. Again, I would have sex, but I never had an orgasm for years, until most probably I was in my late 20s.
Okay.
And I was here in the UK. And I felt, obviously, after going through, with your partner, the foreplay and everything, and then, having the intercourse, it was different. I had a different feeling. It was something I'd never felt before, and only for me to realize, the penny dropped, that, oh my God, that's what it was. I was orgasming.
Oh wow!
And this is, like I'm saying, in my mid-20s.
Okay.
So
sorry, continue.
Yeah, go on.
No, you continue.
Yeah. So equipped with all of that, very excited, searching for the next and the next and the next. So that then allows you, for me, that was my introduction to being more sexually aware. My introduction to know basically what I wanted, an introduction to my fantasies, my pleasures. And that was the beginning of it. I started tapping into a little bit of the side, again, that I said is suppressed as an African woman, that you don't do. So I started to open up a little bit about what I felt I needed, what I wanted. And yes, and then fast forward, after always having a partner, like throughout the years, it's only maybe within the last 2 years did I feel like, okay, maybe I need to explore my body myself to actually know what it is I wanted, and which again came later on in life, because then I'm in my late 30s then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I started being open to that idea. So of course the place that you normally go to for me, it was Pornhub.
I see. Yeah.
It was Pornhub, but with that, I don't know. There's some sort of shame. You get on there, you get your arousal, you do what you need to do to, that's you masturbating, basically.
Yes.
But as soon as you've come, you immediately just want to clear your history. In fact, incognito.
Nobody has seen it.
Yeah, exactly. Incognito, you feel shy, you throw away the phone. You just don't want to associate with that anymore. You come with that do, and then that's it. You kind of like just want to come away from it. Which is, I'm trying to find out, what is that about? Again, I don't know if a lot of women do that, who do, if they are pleasuring themselves and while watching, porn, after, they kind of like feel embarrassed and ashamed.
Yeah, do you think that it's associated with, say, for example, in your formative years, and the ideology that you're getting fed, and the perspective that you now hold about yourself in this situation, right? Do you think that that's what still sticks with you? In the sense of, sometimes you kind of have that person, whoever it was that said that initial thing, still kind of there.
Yeah, most probably, because it's only now that I'm speaking about it, and I mentioned it to a friend of mine as well, and she has the same experience. She goes through the same experience. So I don't think we've literally kind of like looked into that. What is that all about? But I think you could be right, because again, like I'm saying, from our societies, from our upbringing, and our culture, sex was a conversation that was never spoken about, so it's something to be ashamed of. You know what I mean? So I can only assume that is what that is about.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, and do you think that with that, how do I want to say it? I can't remember the question I wanted to ask you. It was so deep as well. Okay. So now, how have you like overcome some of that? How do you feel when you're now engaging in that?
Well, because I'm only addressing it now, I think not so much of overcoming it. It's just like, look, don't be silly. You know, like this is free. This is enjoyable. This is natural. This is exactly. This is natural, and also understanding that sex is part of life. Sex is a human experience. Sex is natural. Pleasure is natural. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's a slow process, not to kind of like just, you know, come away from it feeling like, that's a little bit messy.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it has taken a long time to get to this point. So it will take a while for you to reprogram yourself. After you unlearn all of that stuff and unpackage all of the stuff that we've carried with us.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a process, I agree. It did take me a while to actually get to the point that I am now as well. It's actually taken me a few years of working on it, you know, and re-engaging with myself, you know, because the other side of it is religion.
Yeah.
Right. Do you know, I've actually gone through and I've looked at the so-called scriptures that they say the Bible says masturbation isn't good. Right. And when I look at them right now from a different perspective, I look at them like, please, people, are you crazy? How is sexual immorality equating to self-pleasure? How are you being immoral by pleasuring yourself? And those are generally the quotations that get picked up and put out.
Yeah.
But sexual immorality, I think, it's so vast.
Right.
Like, to me, I would assume that it comes with adultery. It comes with things that, you know, sexual abuse.
Yeah.
And that type of thing, that to me is sexual immorality.
Absolutely.
Not taking charge of who you are, the power that you've been given.
Absolutely.
You know, you're not harming anybody.
Absolutely.
You're not actually doing anything destructive. Yeah, it's quite an interesting thing. Hey?
That's very interesting that you say that, Marissa. It's like you said, you know, at the end of the day, it's about you. You know, it's about your body. So how can that be shameful or immoral? You know, the fact that you're exploring yourself, you're not harming anybody, nobody's exploiting you. You know, and earlier on you touched about this liberation. In fact, another thing is you need to tag that book. I think everybody needs that book.
I will. I'll put it in there.
I think we all need to go back to basics.
Agreed.
The Rose and Bones and the Danielle Steels didn't even touch on that. You know,
I'm telling you.
Again, so going back to most probably why that book is useful, because like for myself, I've never been prompted to go into the bookstore. I read a lot, but I've never been prompted to go into the bookstore and actually buy a book on eroticism and you know, like female empowerment, in terms of, you know, female pleasuring yourself and things like that. So I think that sort of information, you know, is important instead of basically just generalizing and going to, you know, a website that basically is just that most probably is what makes us feel embarrassed, because it's the act, and it can be all sorts of different ways, whereas I feel like in a book form like that, you must probably able to take it in a little bit better. You know, the knowledge that comes, you know, from the book, in the book, you're able to use that knowledge and apply it in certain areas. Do you know what I mean? So going back to you saying how freeing and liberating, after having read that book and after having experienced things yourself, for yourself, that was it. You untied yourself, you undid yourself from this, how can I put it?
Oh, this web of a mess I created for myself.
Exactly. And even the attachment to a partner. You know, the attachment to a partner, because a lot of us women go along. And I can remember again in my formative years when the libido was a little bit heightened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going to speak freely and openly here.
Please do.
Any of my friends that are in here and you're watching this, you know, we're all adults now. I've got a grown child. I'm allowed to have this conversation.
Definitely.
So you tend to kind of like always feel like, okay, once you start to feel like if you haven't had a partner and your hormones are going, the horniness starts happening and you feel, oh my God, you know, I need to have sex. I need to have sex with somebody. I need to have sex. And I feel like as women, if we had the knowledge to tap into the things of pleasuring ourselves, we'll never find ourselves in these situations of exchanging fluids with people that you're not even supposed to be exchanging fluids with.
Exactly. And also, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait on somebody to deliver the pleasure at their pace, at their time.
Yeah.
And when they are ready. Because now you can look at it like when you are ready. Okay, just bear with me 1 second. I just need to see if I can get our volume up. Our Facebook viewers cannot hear very well.
Okay.
So just give me 1 second.
I'm loving the setting, by the way. It's all the background vibes. Nice.
Thank you.
Exactly.
You know me, I like a pop of color.
Yeah.
Fatima, is this any better? Can you hear any better? Okay, I've not had a response yet. Just bear with me. Folks on Facebook, is this any better? Can you hear? Roanne, can you speak?
Yeah, I can see you. It's just my battery is okay. Cool. I'm using my phone, so my battery is low, so I've got it propped up. So this is why I've realized as well. I need all of these gadgets if I'm going to do lives. I need the holders and phone holders and whatnot.
Oh, tell me about it. I've you know, coming from Africa, you know how to MacGyver things, so you know, you work with what you got.
Exactly.
And so that's also the beauty of improvisation.
That's it.
Learning to adapt to the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they can hear you now. It's perfect. That's a lot clearer. That's fantastic. Thanks, Agatha, for joining again. Thank you, Sue Ellen. Thank you, Kati, Fatima, Flo. Welcome. Everybody, welcome. Okay, where were we?
Yeah, so no, I was just going back to freeing yourself from, again, dependency on a partner and just freeing yourself, opening up yourself for you not to be attached and associated, you know, with other people, when basically knowing yourself, knowing your body, that in itself is liberating, basically. That's what it is for me. Yeah.
Well, and that is it. I think that is what the key about all of this here is. It's the liberation. It's the freedom to be yourself, to be authentic to yourself, without the stigma attached to things, without the shame, because shame is a really deep knife that just jabs at you, you know, and it takes away from so much. And that I tell you, that is a crippler. It's a life crippler, and
Absolutely.
When you think about it, especially because in your formative years, in your years where you're like old, not even older yet, before you know yourself, those are your prime years.
Yep.
And yet older years, you actually find that you're knocking on yourself. You knock yourself down continuously, and the shame that is attached to the things that you are trying to be, or, you know, expanding and expressing into. It's just not right.
Yeah.
It isn't right. So I'd like to ask you, right? Now that you are engaging in your self-pleasure and you've embarked on this journey, do you feel the benefits of it? Do you feel what do you feel? Tell me, how do you feel now?
Absolutely, I feel the benefits of it, because again, all times I will be satisfied. I will orgasm. I will come all times. All times. It's never a miss. Okay? So it's different. Earlier on, you touched on, unfortunately, if you're depending on a partner, things can happen, premature, situation, and it puts the mood off. The setting is not right because you need to reassure someone as well. So in this instance, when you basically pleasuring yourself, there's none of that. It's instant gratification, and I also tend to feel that the orgasm is slightly different. I feel like it's more intense. It's in a way that I can't really describe. But for me, it's just more intense. Then meaning again, like anything, an orgasm is some sort of, for me personally, I feel like some sort of meditation, because it's a meditation is a release, and you one with yourself, and that's it for me.
I agree with you on that. I actually practice orgasmic meditations myself, and I find that when I do that, in those moments, I actually am so powerful, and I can manifest the things that I require a whole lot quicker.
Yeah.
I actually stumble across it without even realizing it, that I was doing it. It was, but it is so powerful, absolutely powerful. I agree with you on that. Orgasmic meditations, definitely. They work wonders. Because like you said, it's a calming thing. It's a relaxing thing. And you're not worrying about anybody else. It's so selfish.
Absolutely.
In such a wonderful way.
Exactly. It's unlike, because sometimes again with the partner, don't get me wrong, sex with the partner is fantastic. It never takes away from, basically, because that's again too, especially if you are in that same space, as in respecting each other and all of those things. If you're in a loving relationship also, vice versa, it doesn't take away from that, but it seems like more of an act sometimes. You out of your, it's more of an act. It's more of, we switch positions, maybe if we do this, and you always thinking of the next move. You know what I mean? But whereas when you're on your own and you're exploring your body, it's totally you into yourself. You've shut off. Do you know what I mean? You can feel the sensations are a lot better. So that's what basically our masturbation for us means to us, because it's a whole different meaning. It's a whole, meditative, spiritual meaning. That's what I think.
I agree with you. So it's not just on the physical level. You're winning on the emotional level. Absolutely. You're winning on the spiritual level. Absolutely. So, like we say with life, you don't live in isolation, right? Your life isn't an isolation of the different parts of yourself. So now you can bring that in together in this moment where you're taking care of yourself. Now you can also deliver it if you are with a partner. You're actually a better being now to engage and enjoy with your partner too.
Oh, sorry, I lost you there for a second.
It's okay. We got you back. I was saying, now when you have all of these aspects of yourself as well coming together, if you're with the partner, you can actually engage even better.
Yeah.
You're more confident.
Yeah, totally.
You're coming together now, you actually can really and truly come together without any hang-ups.
Absolutely.
About how we tend to go in our minds about things.
Yep.
Yeah. I love that. Bringing it all together. Together. Everybody, I hope you can hear us still. Thank you for joining us. Yes. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think I'm going to let anybody else who most probably is brave enough to come and share their experience, share their experiences. But I feel like this is a much needed platform. This is a much needed place to have these conversations. Again, what is that saying? Teach one, I don't know, the rest.
Teach many. I have no idea about the saying, but all I know is you touch one person, so you have a ripple effect.
We all learning, especially as women, I feel like, you know, we also need to take our stuff back. There's a lot of stuff that we give away, you know, and especially I feel like that stuff is, especially in the bedroom, sexual pleasure, we give that away. But we need to grab our, you know, bring our stuff back, take our stuff back.
Take our power back. And let us be the ones leading in our pleasure.
Everybody walk off with all of your stuff. As I say, girls, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that is it for me. That's my input. Is ladies, make sure you explore pleasuring yourself. You explore, you know, meditation, masturbation, and all of these things. And you, like Marissa says, you will see the things that are able to unfold, your own healing, your own power, your own strength, and all of that.
Definitely. And the power of it is that you're able to let go of all that other bullshit that's attached to us. Excuse me. Don't know. Actually, I do swear a lot, so. But you can remove all of that stuff, the negativity.
Yeah.
And like you can step forward in our power, enjoy life. Because then you see things differently. They unfold for you differently.
Yeah.
And when you are feeling confident in yourself, I mean, that is the power.
Yep.
That is the power. And if we've been built with all of these pleasure centers, it's such a waste to not use them. Such a waste.
Absolutely.
Also, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so grateful.
Yeah,
and I do
welcome anytime. I'm going to do my own, you know, research, my own exploring, and maybe we can come back again and share with wherever I've gone, whatever I've learned. But
definitely.
Yeah, this has been an interesting conversation, a much needed, open, adult conversation.
Yes.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Let's stop hiding behind. Like I said, let's take our power back.
I agree with you. And wonderful, you've taken the first and bravest and hardest step, and you come forward. So thank you for that. I do applaud you. Thank you so much.
Take care.
And yes,
you light always. Cheers.
Yes,
Bye.
you too. Bye for now.
Bye.
Okay, so family, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll go over
and there we go. I think I'm
okay. So we'll just go over a few benefits of masturbation, right? If anybody wants to join in, please feel free to join in. Just request and I will gladly have you. This is a conversation. Remember, we're talking about things that affect all of us, and we want our lives to improve. So by sharing, we are actually opening ourselves up. By us talking about this, that's the first step. The first step to moving on forward, ahead. So we'll look at a few benefits. Benefits of masturbation. It's not just physical. It's sexual, as you know, we get to enjoy that with our partners and ourselves. And it is also an emotional thing. It takes us away from those emotional attachments that were once negative in how we saw ourselves. And it's a mental thing. Because once you can overcome your own mind chatter, once you can overcome what goes on in your head, once you can control and direct your own mind to whatever ends you desire, well, that is the beauty, because I think that is the one and only gift we have really been truly gifted from the Creator, is that power to control and direct our own minds to whatever it is we desire. And as we do that, hey, life is going to be beautiful. So it has been known. I can tell you, I have experienced it myself. It is a great stress reliever. And once you are able to touch yourself, not only do you know yourself, not only are you sexually aware of what you like, what you don't like, you know, you're actually enhancing your pleasure centers, you're enhancing your erogenous zones, you're enhancing your own power. You have stress relief, right? You're enhancing your relationship with your partner if you have one. And never mind that, you're enhancing your relationship with yourself first and foremost. And you're going to boost your self-esteem in the bedroom. Out there, you're going to fight insomnia. Did you know that? If you suffer from insomnia, if you play with yourself, if you masturbate, you self-pleasure, you come, you actually are able to go to bed a whole lot easier. It's actually one of the things that is quite good. So you also have the chemicals that change in your body. You get the release of the feel-good factors. So already you're feeling good. You're upbeating, you're in an upbeat mood. You are taking yourself to that other level of calmness, of peace. You can handle things that are thrown at you. You can deal with stuff so much better. You're not reactory. You're not just reacting to things as they pop in and come by. You're actually in a better frame of mind to handle them nicely. You handle them in a more, I wouldn't say professional, because that's not even the word. You just handle it better for yourself, and your life is better for yourself. So with that, I would like you to tell me what we should talk about next week. Okay? You tell me what it is you want to talk about next week, and I'm open to ideas. I have a few ideas myself, right? I have a few ideas, and it would be wonderful to hear what your thoughts are, how you'd like to move, and how you'd like to progress with the conversation. Okay? Please DM me, message me. Don't forget, this is a safe space. It is a space where we just want to talk and engage, and we want to bring this conversation, and we just want to empower ourselves as women. Okay? I shall leave in the description below the book. It is called Tickle Your Fancy. It is by Dr. Sadie Allison, and I will put it on there with the ISBN and all. You can all check it out. Feel free. It is very, very informative. It has so much more on it in terms of your anatomy, giving you steps and encouragement on how to take care of yourself as well in that respect. I'm not going to go into too much. However, like I said, next week is going to be amazing. We're going to talk about, first of all, I'll give you the floor. I'll open it up to you. You decide. And if I get the feedback and if I get all of the information as to how you want to go with it, fantastic. If not, we still have a whole lot to talk about. And I am ready. I am excited. And I am so pumped to have this conversation going. So, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, my beautiful beings, don't forget to like and subscribe on my YouTube channel, The Blue Light Connection, Frisky Fridays. And also, I want you all to know that by exploring ourselves, we get to experience the wonders of the world. And as we experience the wonders of the world, we expand. So I shall leave you with this. Connect with yourself and connect with life. Love and light always. Happy Frisky Fridays, everybody. And let's get orgasmic. Good night and goodbye. Love you all.